Okay, you're gonna watch SpongeBob episode 164, season 18, where Sandy Cheeks kills SpongeBob. That's not actually what happens, but you'll watch the episode. Okay, once you spawn in, after the episode finishes and you see SpongeBob's death, you're gonna be either facing this corner or that back wall. And essentially what you do is you will have to turn either way, but you go get the gun, all right? Or I guess don't, whatever the fuck I'm doing. You get the gun, all right? And then once you do that, you get the gun, and then you're gonna kind of go to the left outside this door, boom, between the targets, and then you're gonna kind of follow this path, and then once you go to the path, you're gonna kill that chicken because he's gonna mess you up, brother. And then you're gonna go to this little crevice thing, and then you're not gonna do it terribly like I did right there. Or else the chickens will catch up and they'll actually talk to you for a little bit. Now, once you see this, you're gonna go for that corner right there. And then what you're going to want to do, you're going to go to that corner, and then you're going to turn your body almost to where your back is into the corner. And what I do for a frame of reference is I am facing kind of the greenhouse, kind of in between the window and the door. The trick is you need to lodge yourself into that corner while pressing A and S on the keyboard. And then what happens is once you lodge yourself into that corner, the chickens themselves will fling. The chickens themselves will push you with their momentum through that corner. Once the chickens pass you through the corner, we're going to shoot this guy in front of us so that we can walk straight. We're going to shoot that pink one, and we're going to shoot the other pink one. And the reason we're shooting the pinks is because since they're faster, they have a higher chance of trying to kill us faster, so we want to avoid them at all costs. The other reason we don't walk straight through to the doorway is because we want the chickens to come around the angle so that they can enter to the store. Because sometimes when you enter just straight through the store, they'll get stuck behind a wall, and you kind of have to wait for them to come around, or you have to go out a little bit, reorientate them to come back inside, and we don't want to. We're trying to be fast here. Once you head inside, we're going to lodge ourselves into this corner. We're going to do the exact same thing as the previous corner, but we're going to use W and D. Making sure we get the momentum in and making sure that we are getting pushed by the chickens. And we're going to do the same thing to this corner using W and A. This one's a little easier. The chickens will sometimes that chicken will follow you. Sometimes he'll stay behind. And then all we have to do now is we have to clear this courtyard area. I move this fast in real life. You just don't see it happen these days. The Turkish government may be telling the truth this time. So once we beat the chickens and their clan, we're going to go to the next section of the Bass Pro Shop. Bass Pro. If we have less than maximum health, we're going to reset. And the reason for that is we need the most health as possible for this next section. And instead of wasting it on this cheese in front of us, we're just going to reset with max health and then continue with kind of the most health we can have. Now, this floor, you usually clear the 4 quadrants, but instead we're going to take this little hallway, kind of golden yellow brick road, and we're going to take this path here. We're going to go at an angle to get these white chickens to spawn. We're going to kill all 3 with their shotgun, try to get 1 shot each. These pinks are going to spawn. We're going to one-tap them. A blue will spawn, and we're going to shoot this guy twice. White will spawn behind us, and we're going to shoot the white ones that are closest to us. And this whole time, we need 1 chicken to follow us. To save it for the next corner kind of squeeze. We're going to kill these blue chickens kind of in a circular motion. We're then going to kind of keep continuing this circular motion to kind of just get the chicken off our back. We're going to kill this blue one. We're going to kill the pinks. And honestly, for this next few spawns, it's just going to be pinks and blues. So I would say focus on the pinks because they're going to be the ones that are going to chase you the most. So we have to kill these pinks, right? You can kill blues if you want to, but focus on the pinks first just because of 1 shot. And if we're quick enough, we can kill the yellow. Then we need to go into this corner, get squeezed by the chicken, pushed out. Now, sometimes the chicken will follow. Sometimes he won't. But in this case, he did follow, and we're going to squeeze into this elevator like so. Once we're in, we have to kill him. And the reason is there's a wall that spawns in front of the elevator if you don't clear that entire quadrant. So as long as we kill all the chickens and we save the white one for last in the elevator and we kill him, that wall will go down. This next section, we're just going to clear everyone and just run through everyone. We don't need to fight anyone. I just grabbed the cheese just in case if we take a lot of damage and we need to heal up. But this section is usually pretty easy to just run through. Now, this is, in my opinion, the hardest skip to do. There's many things that can go wrong here. So, for example, this level, you are slower than the rest of the level than the previous levels. So your speed is harder to line up on that wall against the corner because the chickens will chase after you. We're going to be running straight. So what the path is, you want to shoot that white one. You want to shoot these pink ones because they are really fast. There's another one, white one that spawns, but he is going to try to push you through that wall, just like previous glitches. And it's a little tricky because you have to sometimes angle yourself to where you'll go into this room, because sometimes it'll push you outside and you don't want to be pushed outside, or else you got to redo it. Sometimes the white chicken is right inside of you because you're going too slow, because you're just slower in this level. So it can't really push you. Sometimes when you get pushed, it'll even follow you and almost kill you. So we got to save this cheese that we have in the beginning and hope that, you know, if we are going to die, that we have it last second. Once we are pushed through the wall, we have to clear out this entire room. See, this chicken followed me, so we got to kill him. This back wall, the previous room, we need to get to the opposite side of the room because there are ranged chickens that are shooting through that wall. So we need to avoid their line of sight. And we want to pick up that health on that left side just so we have backup health, you know, just for like right here. And with this room, you got to be careful because you're slower, so white chickens can catch up, so you can't outrun them. This room's a little chaotic. You know, it's the final room before the boss, so as quickly, as efficiently as possible. I haven't tried to see if you can do an elevator escape here, but the thing is it's hard to save the white chickens because of their speed. And at that point, we're already near the end of the wave that you might as well just kill them and just do it that way. Here we have the final boss, the SpongeBob of them all. So, like before, we're going to reset in case if our health is too low, because there's no point in trying to maximize our health. So usually in this fight, our kind of goal is to, okay, we want to stay around as front of SpongeBob as possible. So we have the invincible phases where the ground spikes will show up, and we want to save our cheese for when we're going to get past the second round, because we need that as long as we can, because sometimes the ground spikes, they'll just cover like a whole ground area and you have to take the damage. And the thing is you also have RNG of what chickens spawn, and we're going to go over what strat to do for each of the chickens. So the fastest way to kill SpongeBob is we want to get him in under 2 phases. We're going to approach SpongeBob, right? Our Lord and Savior. We're going to stay around the edge of where he is, and we're going to avoid the ground spikes, right? Once the ground spike phases is over, we're going to unload our shotgun into SpongeBob. We're going to dump the whole clip, I don't fucking know. We're going to dump the whole thing into him, and then we're going to check behind us to see what chicken spawned. In the case of white chickens, we're going to use our shotgun and we're going to go one tap them. And the reason we want to use our shotgun only is because that way we can fully reload it, and then we can start shooting SpongeBob again. And then we can, since our pistol and AR are fully loaded and they haven't been used, once we stop using our shotgun, we're going to switch to our AR, dump all that into him, and the same thing with our pistol. And the goal is to try to get like under half of the health in the first phase. In the case of pink chickens, your best method is to keep shooting SpongeBob, because eventually they will just collide into you and you'll just damage them. In case if you need to reload, just knife and you'll still do the same amount of damage since they're very weak. Then once you're done with that, just keep shooting SpongeBob. Make sure you're not too close to the edge, because the pink chickens can push you off if you're too close, if they have enough force. So just be careful of that. In case of blue chickens, all you want to do is just keep moving from left to right, and eventually they will just jump off the edge. And there's no point in trying to kill them because you're just wasting your ammo and time with them. So honestly, just let them keep jumping and then just doing their thing, and you can easily ignore them. And finally, in case of red chickens, in my opinion, I think these are the worst to go against, only because it's really RNG. But the best way to handle them is you can still stay on the edge and just go from left to right. Almost the exact same as the blue chickens. However, this is a little bit more random with how the shots are placed, and sometimes the timing of when they shoot them, because they might spawn all differently, so they'll shoot differently in different times, so you're just trying to avoid them. Since you're not dealing with them past the second phase, they're still going to be shooting. And sometimes you get the worst outcome of having double red chickens on the second phase, and you got to deal with more projectiles. So at that point, you're racing against the clock of trying to kill SpongeBob before they kill you. The good thing is that you still can ignore them and still shoot SpongeBob. You just have more risk involved. Their best case scenario is usually followed by 2 waves of blue, or a blue mixed with white or pink. Your worst case scenario is 2 reds, and then I think any wave with red as your first round is usually probably your most annoying. With that being said, let me show you an attempt I did on SpongeBob. I think red is the worst RNG. Yeah, so that's Chicken Fling speedrun tutorial, at least for now. I don't know if anything else will be found by then. I hope not, and I hope that you guys will Tuesday. And, is it actually Tuesday? Oh, it is not. Okay. Anywho, how the fuck did they get my legal name on the credits?